Так, подключаюсь.
Ну, там 7 человек сейчас, да?
Да.
Мгм.
Так, все готово.
Мгм.
Мгм. Стартуем.
So, hey there, everyone. I hope you can hear me. So, if you can hear me, type yes, and we'll start our lesson for IELTS writing. My name is Nash Akhtar. I'm a certified IELTS trainer. And unfortunately, yesterday, we couldn't continue this lesson because of a technical issue. So, I hope that today I'll be able to teach you all. So, if you can hear me, type yes, and then we can start our webinar. So, can you guys hear me? Great. So guys, like I said, it's a very important lesson. If you're planning to take the exam in the nearest future, if you're aiming for a very high score, the points I'm going to reveal today will be a game changer. So stay till the end because I'm pretty sure you will find it useful. So in today's lesson, we're going to focus on the types of task 2 essays. Then we're going to see how to write an introduction, how to write supporting paragraphs, how to write a conclusion, words you should avoid in your essays. Now, if you joined my session yesterday, well, I guess during the first half, I'm going to repeat the same things because I believe that I have to. And if you feel I'm repeating, do bear with me and take it as an opportunity to kind of refresh what you have already learned. Okay. So, guys, remember, when it comes to IELTS writing, you have 60 minutes for this section. You will have two tasks, task 1 and task 2, and you have to write not less than 150 words for task 1 and not less than 250 words for task 2. Also remember that you will be assessed accordingly. In other words, you will have more marks for task 2 than for task 1. That means from the overall score, 2/3 would come from task 2 and 1/3 would come from task 1. Now, it doesn't mean that you should take task 1 for granted, but the fact is you will have more score from task 2. That's why you need to spend your time effectively, and you need to kind of really give your best for task 2. So when it comes to task 2, there are different types of essays. So mainly there are 4 types: reason solution essays, discussion essays, argument essays, and 2 question essays. So mainly there are 4 types: reason solution essays, discussion essays, argument essays, and 2 question essays. So these are the 4 types. Now remember, guys, I'm going to show you every type, and I'm going to show you how you should write a band 9 essay in this session. So let us look at examples of reason solution essays. Look at example 1. It says, it is often thought that the increase in juvenile crime can be attributed to violence in the media, what do you think is the reason for the growth in the rate of juvenile crime? What solutions can you offer to deal with this situation? Look at the second example. It says, today we're faced with many problems with our environment, and global warming is one of the biggest threats. What causes global warming? What solutions are there to this problem? And as you can see here, they are asking for reasons and for solutions. So we don't have to give our opinion here. Quite often, candidates, they kind of confuse the whole task. They misunderstand the purpose of writing the essay. So for a reason solution essay, they might give their opinion, and it might look like an opinion essay. And that's why they could lose marks. So it's very important to understand the essay type. Look at an example of argument essays. So look at the first example. The prevention of health problems and illness is more important than treatment and medicine. Government funding should reflect this. To what extent do you agree? Look at the second example. In many countries, it is common for families to own and run their own business. Some people think this is the best way to run a business, while others consider this a potential source of problems. What is your opinion? Now, in both these essay questions, they are asking for our opinion, right? Even if they ask whether you agree or disagree, they want to know whether you agree with the statement or whether you disagree with the statement. So in an essay type like this, you do need to give your opinion. You must do that in your introduction. Your whole essay, that means your supporting paragraphs, should support your opinion. And even when you write your conclusion, you need to restate the main points and again state your opinion. So in an essay question like this, you do need to give your opinion. If you don't, the whole essay will become invalid. So that's why quite often students wonder, like they say like, I wrote a very good essay, but how did I achieve a band 5 or a 5.5? Now, this could be the reason. Maybe they did not state their opinion and the whole essay did not address the task. So that's where you should be very careful. Now let's move on to the next essay type, discussion essays. Look at the first example. In many Western countries, there is an increasing number of couples choosing to have no children. Discuss the advantages and disadvantages of couples having no children. Look at the second example. Some people think that the space exploration is a waste of resources, while others think that it is essential for mankind to continue to explore the universe in which we live. Discuss both sides and give your opinion. Now, here, guys, they are not asking for our opinion in a sense, like it's not an argument essay. It's like you discuss both views and you have to give your opinion for the second example. But in the first example, they are not asking for your opinion. They just want you to discuss both sides. They just want you to analyze the advantages and the disadvantages. That's all they want you to do. So you do need to understand what is expected from you. So this is the fourth type, 2-question essays. Look at the first example. Advanced technology has brought many beneficial changes in the world. However, some old people today struggle with the use of technologies such as mobile phones and the internet. How can the elderly benefit from using advanced technologies? How can the elderly be encouraged to use consumer electronics more often? So you see, there are 2 questions. Now, in your essay, you need to have 2 separate supporting paragraphs developing your answers for these 2 questions. Now, look at the second example. There is more and more outrage and anger common in society today. Why is this? Is this a positive or negative development? You see, so first they ask why, and they want your opinion, whether you believe it's a positive development or whether it's a negative development. So it's important. So if you're preparing for this exam, maybe you're preparing by yourself, maybe you're preparing with a tutor, maybe you're attending a coaching class or a group class, you do need to understand whether you are aware of the essay types and whether they teach you how to write essays for different question types. This is very important. In short, you need to make sure that you have the experience to write essays for different question types, and also whether you have received detailed feedback for every essay type. Now, you need to question yourself. It's a very important question, and you need to answer that. Because if you haven't done it yet, believe me, the writing section is going to be very challenging. And quite often when it comes to IELTS writing, especially if you're planning to immigrate to Australia, to Canada, if you're taking general IELTS, sometimes the requirement could be a bit different. I mean, it could be very specific. They might ask you to achieve not less than 7 for each section. And quite often, students, they struggle to achieve a 7 in writing because they get misguided quite often. Either they are misled, and that's why they don't know what to do. So remember, the first step is to become familiar with every essay question type. Then you need to understand the structure for every essay type. Then you need to know how to structure introduction, supporting paragraph, and a conclusion. Then you need to know how to use complex structures. Then you need to know how to make your writing style formal. So there is a lot to learn, and that's why you need to see whether you have enough guidance. So guys, let's move on to the next point, how to understand an essay question. It's a very important part. Whenever you read an essay question, try to identify 3 components. They are topic, the viewpoint, and the specific question. So in every essay question, you need to identify the topic, the viewpoint, and the specific question. So if you don't do this, it will be very difficult to brainstorm ideas, to think about specific vocabulary related to the topic, and also to understand what is expected from you. So that is why whenever you read an essay question, try to identify these 3 components. Now, those who joined me yesterday, we already covered this, but I guess anyway, we're going to refresh what we did as well. So look at the essay question. It says, technology is becoming increasingly prevalent in the world today. Given time, technology will completely replace the teacher in the classroom. Do you agree or disagree with this statement? So as you can see, the topic is technology in the education sector, right? Because the topic is about that. Technology is becoming increasingly prevalent in the world today. Given time, technology will completely replace the teacher in the classroom. So it's all about technology in the education sector. What is the viewpoint? The viewpoint is technology will completely replace the teacher in the classroom. And what is the question? Whether you agree with this statement. So once you understand the topic, you can think about vocabulary, expressions related to the topic. And when you write your essay, you will use these words which are related to the topic, and you can increase your score. Once you understand the viewpoint, you will make sure to state your opinion when you write the introduction, and also your whole essay will reflect your opinion. So that's why it's very important to understand the viewpoint. And then the question is what is expected from you. So that's pretty clear. So guys, I guess we did this yesterday, those who joined, but those who have joined us today for the first time, get involved. So once again, can we revise? Look at the essay question. It says, it is often thought that the increase in juvenile crime can be attributed to violence in the media. What do you think is the reason for the growth of juvenile crime? What solutions can you offer to deal with this situation? So what is the topic? What is the viewpoint? And what is the question? What is the topic? What is the viewpoint? And what is the question? So read the essay question and please tell me what is the topic, what is the viewpoint, and what is the question? It should not be that difficult, guys. So yes, the topic is yes, so the topic is about juvenile crime, and the viewpoint is increased in juvenile crime can be attributed to violence in the media. And the question is, what do you think is the reason for this growth? What solutions can you suggest? So we need to identify these three components. When we identify these three components, it becomes really easy to brainstorm ideas, to think about vocabulary related to the topic, and write a very good essay. So that's the main point. You see, so I think it's pretty clear. So every time when you read an essay question, you need to identify these components. Now, let's see how to write a band 9 essay. I mean, the steps we should follow. Okay, so how to write a reason solution essay. Look at the example. The essay question. Today, we are faced with many problems with our environment, and global warming is one of the biggest threats. What causes global warming? What solutions are there in this problem? So it's a reason solution essay related to global warming. Now, when you write an essay, there should be 4 defined paragraphs. The first will be your introduction. Then there'll be 2 supporting paragraphs and a conclusion. So when you write your introduction, rephrase the statement of the essay question and mention the purpose. So do not try to make it too broad, try to come up with your own ideas when you write the introduction. Always understand the viewpoint or the statement and rephrase that when you write the introduction, and also mention why you're writing the introduction. Then write 2 supporting paragraphs. So if it's a reason solution essay, it should be a reason and a solution, and another reason and another solution, and then write a beautiful conclusion. So how to write an introduction? Here is the formula of writing an introduction: background sentence, detailed background sentence, and your aim in this essay. So background sentence, guys, you should look into the essay question. So look at the first sentence. It says, today we are faced with many problems with our environment. So you can say today, mankind is facing many challenges related to the environment. So you can paraphrase it. And global warming could be considered the biggest threat to the environment. The aim of this essay is to analyze the reasons and suggest solutions. So based on that, guys, we have 3 sentences here. I want you to put them in the logical order. We had the interruption when we came to this slide. So guys, can you put them in the logical order? Based on the formula, what should be the first sentence? What should be the second sentence? And what should be the third sentence? Can you put them in the logical order to form an introduction? So can you put them in the logical order to form an introduction? So it's not that difficult. I want everyone to get involved. So I see that Rangi Kapera is actually very involved. Great. What about the rest, guys? So what should be the answer? So I see different answers coming. So it's, guys, first, you see, when you write a sentence, try to make it very broad. So yes, it's CBA. Like over the years, environmental issues have become more severe, and global warming could be considered as the highest danger to the ecosystem. In this essay, the causes of this issue will be analyzed with relevant solutions. You see, so first we speak about, like, if you look at the essay question. Today, we are faced with many problems with our environment, and global warming is one of the biggest threats. So that's why the first sentence, we make it broad, right? We paraphrase the statement. Over the years, environmental issues have become more severe, and global warming could be considered as the highest danger to the ecosystem. In this essay, the cause of this issue will be analyzed and analyzed with relevant solutions. Will be analyzed with relevant solutions. So look at the introduction once again. Over the years, environmental issues have become more severe, and global warming could be considered as the highest danger to the ecosystem. So environment, ecosystem. In this essay, the causes of this issue will be analyzed with relevant solutions. You see, so we kind of, instead of problem, we used issue. So we can think about replacing certain words with synonyms, only certain words, but we don't have to change everything, like every word in a sentence when we write an introduction. So you don't have to change every word. You focus on the adjectives, the adverbs, and the verb itself. So adjectives, adverbs, and the verb itself. So this is how you should write an introduction. So when you write an introduction, you should not give reasons. You should not give examples. Do not make your introduction too long. The main purpose of the introduction is to show the examiner why you're writing an essay. What is the purpose? And the examiner would like to see whether you have understood the topic. So that is why it's very important first to understand those three components when you read the essay question. And then when you write the introduction, make sure to show the examiner that you have understood the topic properly and the purpose of the essay. So that's a very important part, guys. Fine. Now, in case you guys have questions, maybe someone taught you differently, please write. I'll answer those questions at the end of our session. Okay, so please, in case you have questions, don't hesitate. Please type. Now, guys, let us look at another question. It says, nowadays, many people eat very badly in spite of the information which is available about ways to have a healthy, balanced diet. What could be the possible causes of this? Suggest some solutions which may improve the eating habits of the young. Nowadays, many people eat very badly in spite of the information which is available about ways to have a healthy, balanced diet. What could be the possible cause of this? Suggest some solutions which may improve the eating habits of the young. So, can you identify the three components that we have already discussed? What is the topic here? What is the viewpoint? And what should we do when we write our essay? What is the topic? What is the viewpoint? And what should be the task? Can you tell me? Okay. Okay, so I see that John Nalini says healthy balance. Okay. Giving others a chance. Fine. So guys, look, the topic here is healthy diet. Or like, you can say like, I got an essay question related to poor eating habits. So it could be a healthy, balanced diet. That's the topic. The viewpoint is nowadays, many people eat very badly. So it means people eat very badly, although they have information about how to follow a healthy diet. That's the viewpoint, right? And it's a reason solution essay. So you need to kind of understand those points. Once you understand that, always underline adjectives and adverbs in an essay question. Now, for example, here, I have made them bold, like eat very badly, to have a healthy, balanced diet. And based on that, before writing the introduction, guys, I would think about synonyms. So eat very badly, healthy, balanced diet. So instead of that, I can say following a poor diet. You see, please write it down. So eat very badly, we can say following a poor diet, or eating or consuming unhealthy food. Or for example, we can say poor eating habits. Now, always instead of bad, we can use poor, like bad performance. Instead, we can say poor performance. Or we can say he performed badly or he performed poorly. Healthy, balanced diet, we can use wholesome diet, wholesome diet. Now, these are the things you need to know, guys. You need to learn. You need to know words related to the 8 common topics: environment, globalization, health, technology, sports, right? Then actually we have crime. Then we have social issues, right? We have education. Now you need to question yourself. Can you think about 8 to 10 expressions related to these topics? You need to check that, but it's a very important part. So what I would do, like I said, I would first underline adjectives and adverbs. Then I would see some words related to the topic from the essay question. Then I'll also think about synonyms, because that way I can write a beautiful introduction. So look at the essay question once again. Nowadays, many people eat very badly in spite of the information which is available about ways to have a healthy, balanced diet. What could be the possible causes of this? Suggest some solutions which may improve the eating habits of the young. Now, guys, look at the introduction. Now, I'm going to read the introduction, and I want you all to choose the correct option. It says, following a poor diet has become or have become. Now, I'm going to check your grammar skills, guys. Following a poor diet has become or have become, which is correct. So following a poor diet has become or have become quite common, although there is or there are widespread information regarding the importance of wholesome food. Therefore, this essay aims to analyze the reasons behind this issue and suggest relevant solutions. Well done. So following a poor diet has become quite common, although there is information is uncountable, by the way. So there is widespread information regarding the importance of wholesome food. Therefore, this essay aims, it's an essay singular, aims to analyze the reasons behind this issue and suggest relevant solutions. So basically, that's it. Okay, so it's not our information is uncountable. We never say informations, right? You can't make it plural. So following a poor diet has become quite common. So if the question was eat very badly, so we rephrased it. We said following a poor diet. Although there is widespread information regarding the importance of wholesome food. Now, in the essay, it says, in spite of the information, we said, although there is widespread information, and we mentioned the purpose. So do you understand this? You need to first read the question carefully, identify the three components, then think about synonyms based on the adjectives and adverbs from the statement of the essay question, and then you can write a beautiful introduction, paying attention to the formula, background sentence, detailed background sentence, and the purpose of the essay. That's it. So guys, now let's move on to the next part, how to write supporting paragraphs. So in order to write very good paragraphs, you need to first brainstorm ideas. So based on the essay question, you need to think about the reasons and relevant solutions. Then you need to think about specific examples. Then you need to focus on using more formal words. So first brainstorm ideas, think of specific examples, then focus on using more formal words. Okay, so I'll show you. So I'm going to go back to that global warming essay question. But before we do that, guys, here are some mistakes students make when they write supporting paragraphs. They write too many reasons and solutions in one supporting paragraph. So remember, in every supporting paragraph, there should be one reason with an example, a solution, and then you kind of, give an example for the solution, maybe. Then quite often, students don't give examples when they write their supporting paragraphs. Quite often, students use only simple sentences, but you need to show more variety when you structure your supporting paragraphs. And then students fail to connect the points logically. So you need to sequence your ideas logically when you write your supporting paragraphs. So look here, guys. I have given you a formula. Now, I'm very sure you'll not find this information everywhere. So maybe you can take down some notes. Look, when you write a supporting paragraph for a reason solution essay, first think about the reason. Then think about the example. Think about the impact. So when you speak about a problem, give the issue, give an example where you can find this issue, maybe a city. Think about the effect or the impact, right? How disastrous it has been. Then give a solution. Give a solution for that problem, and then think about the positive outcome, or suggest the outcome that could be expected if this solution was implemented. So that should be the approach. So look, reason one. So we're speaking about global warming. Okay, we're speaking about why we are facing this issue, right? And we want to give solutions. So look at the reason. Greenhouse effect because of urbanization. It's not the greenhouse you guys think. It's about, I hope you know what greenhouse means. So greenhouse effect because of urbanization. Example of that. Look, it says, in some countries with high population density, cities are expanding rapidly, which leads to deforestation. Outcome. Temperature of the atmosphere is rising with the increased level of greenhouse gases. Now, guys, like, carbon monoxide and other greenhouse gases, they increase if we don't have enough trees. Why? Because trees, they emit or they produce oxygen and they absorb carbon dioxide. You know this, you should know. Okay. So what will happen is, if we keep on cutting trees, we don't have enough resources to absorb carbon dioxide and emit oxygen. So that's one of the reasons of these greenhouse gases, and that can have an impact to the ozone layer. But I'm not a science teacher, but you guys need to know. So look, reason, greenhouse effect due to urbanization. Example, in some countries with high population density, cities are expanding rapidly, which leads to deforestation. Then you speak about the outcome, then the solution to establish green areas in cities. Example, Singapore is considered the region that is the least affected by climate change since the city has many parks and gardens. Outcome, encouraging many countries to take such measures would decrease the atmospheric temperature. Now, you gave a solution, you give a specific example, and you mention the specific outcome, the outcome that could be expected. So based on the brainstorming approach, so with what I have brainstormed, I'm going to write a supporting paragraph. Firstly, the obvious cause of global warming is the greenhouse effect due to urbanization. In other words, in some countries with high population density, cities are expanding rapidly, which leads to deforestation. As a result, the temperature of the atmosphere is rising with the increased level of greenhouse gases. The obvious answer for this would be to establish green areas in cities. For instance, Singapore is considered as the least affected region by climate change since the city has many parks and gardens. Encouraging many countries to follow such measures would decrease the atmospheric temperature. So you see, guys, always make sure to take some time to plan what you're going to write. Now, remember, when it comes to writing, you have 60 minutes, 20 minutes for task 1, 40 minutes for task 2. So you do need to spend 10 minutes for planning, for brainstorming. You need to really prepare that sketch. Once you do that, it will be very easy to write a good essay. So this is the formula, right? Topic sentence, rephrasing the topic sentence with an example, the negative outcome, solution, example, the positive outcome. So this is how you should write essays, guys. Now, if someone is just showing you an essay and asking you to follow that, it doesn't work like that. So what we do with our IELTS expert course, by the way, we have so many Sri Lankans who are studying with us. Some of our students are going to take the exam in the nearest future. Now, I can say that they already know how to write because we train them in our lessons. So step by step, sentence by sentence, how to write an introduction, how to write supporting paragraphs, how to write a conclusion. So it's a very important part. So please think about it. So brainstorming ideas for the second paragraph. That was the first supporting paragraph. Now we're going to focus on the second supporting paragraph. Reason 2, increased dependence on fossil fuels. Example, burning fuels has witnessed a significant increase over the years and increased CO2 emission. Solution, to decrease their reliance on forms of energy that produce carbon dioxide with renewable energy. You know that, guys, right? Because, if you have many cars on the road, if you think about factories and so on, that will emit a lot of carbon monoxide, right? And that would also have an impact towards global warming. So reason 2, increased dependence on fossil fuel. That's a bad thing. Then burning fuels has witnessed a significant increase over the years and increased CO2 emission. To decrease their reliance on forms of energy that produce carbon dioxide with renewable energy. Example, generating the majority of world's electricity from wind and solar power reveal that such measures could help reduce global warming. Therefore, implementing this measure would reduce reduce global warming, or we can overcome this issue. So I would not repeat global warming there. I would say this would help us to overcome this challenge because it's a challenge, it's an issue, we can use that. So this is the second supporting paragraph. Read it by yourself. Come on, read it by yourself without my involvement. Try to understand the structure. If you have questions, please type. I'll be more than happy to answer it. I'll read it for you all because I want to show you how we have avoided using the same words and phrases, right? So it says a further contributing factor is the increased dependence on fossil fuels. For instance, according to statistics, burning fuels such as coal and oil has witnessed a significant increase over the past 2 decades. As a result, the emissions of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases have increased significantly. An appropriate solution would be for people to decrease their reliance on forms of energy that produce carbon dioxide with renewable energy. For example, a study which explored the feasibility of generating the majority of the world electricity from wind and solar power revealed that such measures could help reduce global warming emissions considerably. So, as you can see, guys, we need to develop. So, in a reason solution essay, first start with the reason, give an example, speak about the outcome, the impact of this issue, give a solution, give an example of a country or a city or maybe a school or a university that has already implemented this solution, and mention what is the positive outcome. So do you see, it becomes easier when you practice. Now, in our IELTS expert course, guys, it's on a special offer. You guys can join it. And also, we have this 10% cashback for the exam. I'll speak about that later. We check altogether 16 essays. So like for every essay type, 8, then for task 2. So I think, 12 essays, 12 altogether. You see, and additionally, if students require more focus, more attention from us, we will check more essays. So basic, we check 12. If needed, we'll check 4 more. So that's a very good number. So I don't know how many essays are checked over there. So it's a very important part. So this is based on this formula: topic, sentence, example with the effect, solution, the positive outcome with an example. So writing a conclusion. So to write a conclusion, what we should do is we should restate the points and give advice or predict the future. So here we have the conclusion. In conclusion, the expansions of cities and the burning of fossil fuels are the main causes of global warming. You see, in conclusion, the expansions of cities and the burning of fossil fuels are the main causes of global warming. Then we give advice and predict the future. In order to overcome this challenge, appropriate measures should be taken urgently. Otherwise, environment will suffer even more in the future. So what you need to do is when you write your conclusion, you need to restate the reasons, or you can restate the solutions. How to do that? You can say, clearly, there are many contributing factors to global warming or towards global warming, and measures A and B would help us to overcome this challenge. Simple as that. And then, guys, you can also mention that, it is the government's responsibility, or you can say that all superpowers should get together and make initiatives towards this cause, something like that. So you need to kind of learn that. Believe me, maybe now it might sound a bit challenging, but if you start making an effort, start writing sentence by sentence, how to write an introduction, how to write supporting paragraphs, it becomes achievable. You will feel more confident. That's the most important part. So guys, I also want to kind of give you some tips because it will be very important. Words you should avoid in writing. So please take down some notes. It's for free. So please go ahead. Words you should avoid. Now, when you write essays, and if you're already writing your essays, check whether you use words such as good, bad, big, small, important, and popular. Now, the last 2 words, I'm not saying that you should not use, but try to minimize the last 2 words. But the first 4, like good, bad, big, small, don't use them. Don't use them in your essays. If you do, it will make your writing look weak. In fact, even when you speak at the exam, don't use these 4 words: good, bad, big, small. So for example, instead of saying it was a good opportunity, you can say it's a fantastic opportunity, or it was a lifetime opportunity. Use different expressions. That way you will impress the examiner. So look at the example. Studying a foreign language can be good for socializing. You can say studying a foreign language can be beneficial for socializing. can be beneficial for socializing. Number 2, avoid using contractions. Example, people follow a poor diet because they don't have time. Instead of saying don't have time, you can say the lack of time is the root cause to follow a poor diet. So whenever you write essays, don't use contractions like don't, can't, couldn't. So it should be could not, cannot, should not, right? So that's important. If you use contractions, you will lose marks. So that's an important point. Number 3, avoid using personal pronouns such as you and we. If you immigrate to another country, you open the doors for opportunities. Instead, you can say immigration to another country can open new opportunities. So make sure not to use you and we when you write essays. Make sure not to use you and we when you write essays. So remember, the path to achieve a 7+ in writing, you need to learn how to structure sentences, my dear students. You need to be accurate with grammar. So you need to question whether you're very confident when it comes to grammar. You need to learn the structure of every essay type. Now, I kind of showed you the structure of reason solution essay. Now, in our IELTS expert course, we have an amazing platform. I'm going to show you how the platform works. If you joined my first session, you must have already seen it. Then you need to expand your vocabulary on the IELTS essay topics: technology, globalization, social issues, crime, education, right? So all these things you need to kind of, learn uncommon expressions and vocabulary. Learn how examiners would assess your essay. Now, if you're already preparing, I don't know how you guys are preparing for this exam, if you have a private tutor and so on, do they provide feedback based on the marking criteria? Do they provide feedback? Do they check your essays and provide feedback according to the marking criteria, like task response, grammar, lexical resources, coherence, and cohesion? Do they provide feedback like that? If you say no, then you're in trouble. I'm sorry to say that. Essays should be checked according to the marking criteria: task response, coherence and cohesion, grammar, and vocabulary. I don't have the time to show it today, guys, but it's very important. And you need to understand in which criterion you perform the best and which criterion you should focus more. If you don't receive feedback like that, it's not a very good sign. Then learn how to structure paragraphs. So there are so many things that you need to learn. So guys, you should already know who we are. We are Masterrise Online. In Sri Lanka, we work with Leap Academy Private Limited. So Masterrise, me being a co-founder, we are not only towards preparation, but also we conduct the exam in Eastern Europe. So we were actively involved in Russia. Now we are in Tashkent, in Uzbekistan, in Kazakhstan. Then also we are involved because of our company in France. Now we are entering the market in Sri Lanka. Already we have many students. And we are, by the way, guys, we are the only preparation center that provides cashback up to 6,500 LKR, Sri Lankan rupees, for our students. So when you register, when you buy our expert course, not only you prepare effectively, not only you achieve a very high score, but you have a very unique opportunity to pass the exam for the cheapest price. So I know that now it's 65 LKR, 65,000 LKR rupees, Sri Lankan rupees for the paper-based, and 60,000 rupees computer-based. So if you join our course, we will refund 6,000 rupees if you register for the computer-based, or 6,500 rupees if you register for the paper-based exam. And now this offer is going to end by the end of this month. So we're going to end this offer because it's like a quota system, because we are an official testing center in Eastern Europe. It's a section agreement we have with the exam centers. So if you register, we can sponsor. But honestly, we already have so many applicants. So this offer is going to end by, I guess, within a day or two. because we can't continue further. So if you guys really want to join us, now it's the ideal time to really prepare effectively and achieve a very high score. So the course is very effective. There are 3 components here. We have weekly online speaking workshops. And believe me, these speaking workshops are conducted by ex-examiners and native speakers. And I'm going to show you my lovely team. You must have already seen it if you joined my first session. Then we have live sessions either on Monday, Wednesday, or it could be on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So Miss Sarah Safani, our IELTS consultant, will contact you if you're interested. So just apply, leave your entry. You can have a free consultation with Sarah and also ask about the cashback option. And you'll have daily tasks on the platform. So guys, the course is going at 24,000 LKR. It's only 24,000 rupees, but in reality, you'll be paying close to 19 or 18,500, and the rest you'll be receiving back to pay for your exam. So for this 24,000 rupees, you have unlimited access to our platform for 6 months. You'll be preparing with ex-examiners. Like I said, you'll be receiving feedback based on the marking criteria. We have a special focus, so you special emphasize on writing and speaking, and we guarantee your score. What do we mean by that? We are very confident with the way we prepare. So I'll show you the results of our students. Some of our students, they even achieved 8.5 for writing, 8 for writing. It's a very rare scenario. So like I said, the steps to achieve a cashback: register for the IELTS expert course, register for the exam either at the British Council or IDP. But actually, I would highly recommend IDP because I have a very good connection with the director, like Mr. Ahmad, the official IELTS administrator there. And also send us the confirmation. So once you register, first you pay for the course fully, then you prepare with us. When you register for the exam, send us the confirmation and receive 10% cashback. It's a very unique opportunity. You will not find it anywhere. And we have been having this offer for the month of March, and we are going to end this offer in the nearest future because we cannot do it anymore. So we have a quota system. So we can provide this offer only for a limited number. So if I'm not mistaken, we have only 3 to 4 more that we can provide. So please contact Ms. Safani. You can just leave your entry. So just click to register, leave your entry, and you can find out more information about our program. So guys, listening, when it comes to listening, you'll have weekly live sessions. And on the platform, you will have 12 lessons. So we will teach you how to be accurate with spelling for listening, how to predict the missing word. We will teach you all the 4 essential skills. If you join my first free session, I have shown you the 4 essential skills for listening. These are like paraphrasing, predicting the missing word, paying attention to distractors. So all those things we discussed. So we will teach you, and then we'll teach you the approach to every question type. Reading the same, guys. So we will teach you how to match headings, how to answer true, false, not given, how to answer multiple choice questions, yes, no, not given. So step-by-step approach to answer all the question types. And also, guys, if you're taking academic IELTS, we will teach you separately. General IELTS will teach you separately. Writing the same, weekly live sessions. It's going to be for 1 hour with our academic director, and she's also an ex-examiner, Olga Gerasimova. So I think it's going to be really useful. And also, guys, 14 units on our interactive platform. All types of task to essay structures will be taught, and over 100 model answers, over 400 words related to 12 common topics. Students will be taught task 1 writing separately. So if you're taking academic IELTS, we will teach you how to describe graphs, bar charts. But if you're taking general IELTS, we will teach you how to write letters. Now, when it comes to speaking, guys, you will have weekly speaking workshops. We call it as a workshop because you'll join the lesson through Zoom. There'll be 9 students maximum and the teacher, and you'll be speaking, and we'll be working on your pronunciation, grammar, vocabulary, and so on. And there'll be 16 units, and you will have a personal tutor, by the way, on the platform who will be corresponding with you. You'll be sending your voice recordings as well, and we will check that. And on the platform, you will have 9 model answers as well. So guys, I've already discussed all these things. So remember, you'll have a step-by-step guidance. And as you can see, our students, they have achieved very high scores around the globe. So from Eastern Europe, it could be from Tajikistan, Kazakhstan, Russia, Germany, France, Italy. So we've been preparing students around the globe. We even had students from Africa, from Nigeria. And to be honest, we've had so many students from Sri Lanka already. I must have shown you those, their reviews as well. So remember, during the program, you will have a 12 essays checked, mini groups, a structured method, which is called APIA, an individual tutor to assist you right throughout, and speaking lessons with an examiner. So you'll be making all the payments to Leap Academy Private Limited. Mrs. Sarah Safani will be consulting you. So yes, guys, do you have questions about IELTS, about writing, about vocabulary, about grammar? Whatever you want to know, try to get it from me now. This is a great opportunity. So any question related to IELTS, registering for the exam, computer-based, paper-based, when to pass IELTS. So I'm not even speaking about the course, guys. I'm speaking about your preparation. If you really need to pass this exam, you can ask this question from me, because I have a lot of experience. I've been in this sphere since 2012. So I have worked as a trainer. I'm an official IELTS administrator. I'm a director of an official IELTS testing center. So you can ask any question. I even signed the IELTS exam certificate. So I'm not trying to boast, but I have a lot of experience. So in case you guys have questions, you can ask about IELTS, about registering for the exam, paper-based, recheck, anything that you want. I'll give you 2 minutes to answer those questions, please. To ask those questions, and I'll be happy to answer. So how many months? So the course is going to be for 2 months, like the live sessions and so on. But you will have access to the platform. So we have a beautiful platform, guys. It's very interactive. You don't have this in Sri Lanka. It is very interactive. I can tell you for sure that no one has seen such an interactive platform. You have videos, you have different sections, you see, so that's how the platform looks. You see, so once you register, you'll have access to listening, writing, speaking, reading, and there is a grammar course as well. And there are speaking workshops as well. So yes, Nazhat, yes, it's actually going to be an academic. So you can choose the academic model with us, and we'll prepare you for academic IELTS. So Malitya, well, we can think of a program, so speaking and writing. So yes, you can join the live sessions for writing and speaking. Leave your request and discuss it with Miss Sarah, and I would say she would do the needful. So question regarding about listening. Can you advise me on speaking part 3 and 4 type questions? Well, speaking part 3, the difference between part 1, part 2, and part 3 in speaking. Part 3 questions are related to general issues. So the examiner can ask questions about what's the difference between objects or things made by hand and made by machine, or like, how will people communicate in the future? So such questions. So you do need to become familiar, Sean, with the question types. So these are like, problems, questions, solutions, predicting, comparative questions. So you need to kind of, prepare your answers accordingly. So there are different methods. That way it will be easier. What you shouldn't do is to make it personal. So you need to make it very general, you see. So that's the most important part there. Yes, we'll have mock exams. So for example, now we have students from Sri Lanka. So some of them, they have completed their first month So we're going to have a mock exam for them. So it will be conducted online. So mainly I'll be there as the invigilator. So we will collect all the students. We'll be sending them the exam, the question papers. So first it will be listening, then reading and writing, and the speaking part will be conducted on a different day, because that's a very important thing, because after the first month, we would like to assess their progress. And only then it will be easier to have a more individual approach in order to help them to reach their target. So please click register. If you browse down, you'll see the link. Just click register. You can see the screen and click to register. So leave your entry. So just press click to register and we will do the needful. So guys, those who are planning to take the exam in June, in July, join us now. And believe me, you not only prepare with international certified trainers, you not only have an amazing platform, you're going to pass the exam for a very cheap price. Now, I visited Sri Lanka in December, and I was there in Feb as well because I had to meet IDP for this cashback agreement. But also I visited some of the big players, right? So they took me to the British Council. So I guess they told me, and I went like a student to ask how they prepare. So they told me that, they have lessons, like 12 lessons for 24,000 rupees or something like that, but they don't have a proper plan. So there is no proper start and proper end. But with us, you have that. And it's much cheaper. Then I visited ACBT. They took me to another center to show, so I asked them how they prepare. So they told me that their courses are like for 30,000 LKR, but it's just twice a week. And some sessions are like 4 hours. That's too much. So here you have a flexible schedule. You can join, and you have foreign teachers who will be preparing you. So we have Olga, our academic director. She's an ex-examiner. So she's CELTA certified, and she is specialized in writing. So most of the live sessions are conducted by her. We have Diana, who is CELTA certified. She's specialized in speaking and writing. So she'll be conducting the speaking workshop for you. We have Barry Ray. We call him Mr. Ray. So he's a TEFL certified all the way from the United States. So he'll also be involved in the speaking workshop. Then we have Alexander, who is from the UK. He's CELTA certified. He's specialized in speaking and writing. By the way, he's an actor, but maybe you know, maybe you don't know, but now he has taken up the teaching path with us. Then we have Alex. We call him as Mr. Cool. So he's TEFL certified, specialized in listening and reading. Then we have Yana, who is specialized in listening and reading. So she's in the, she works on the platform. She'll be assisting you. And we also have another examiner. We can't reveal her. She'll be checking your essays on the platform as well. So how many hours sessions will be conducted? So every week you will have 1 hour of listening and reading, 1 hour of writing, and 1.5 hours of speaking. But that's going to be for 8 weeks. That's going to be for 8 weeks. But on our platform, you'll have video lessons, interactive tasks. So I can't show you the whole platform, how it looks. So there are 316 lessons. So you can't get that number of lessons even with an individual tutor. We cover everything. So the platform is like the core, guys. The whole syllabus is there. So the live sessions will help you to refresh. And, if you do everything properly, it will help us to understand. Even if you don't make progress, it will help us to understand how to guide you further. So that's why we have the mock exam after the first month. So then from there onwards, we'll be able to help you in the second month to achieve that target goal, like band 7, 7.5. I'm not speaking about 6. So of course, you should have a pre-intermediate, intermediate level. But if you're a starter, if you can't construct sentences, I'll be very honest, you should not join the course. But if you want to assess your level, Miss Safwani can arrange, Sarah can arrange it. She can ask you to take a test, a grammar test on our website, and she will tell you whether you have the right level to join our course and prepare effectively. So you can talk to her, leave your entry, guys, and I'm pretty sure she'll be happy to help you. So guys, that's it then. I hope you guys don't have more questions, or do you guys have questions? Fine, Sean. So I'll be more than happy to help you. So yes, leave your entry. Discuss with our IELTS consultant, Miss Sarah, because these are the Sri Lankan representatives, and they will contact us. So raise your concerns. Tell us what you want, what kind of support you need, and I think she'll be more than happy to convey your message to us. So guys, I wish you all the very best. I wish you always the highest score in IELTS. Remember, if you achieve a band 7, 7.5, it will open a lot of opportunities. And even if you're applying for a job within your country, if you have like a band 7, if you apply for an international company, it gives a very good impression. So IELTS, it keeps opening doors. That's why it's becoming very popular. It's not just to immigrate to Australia or to Canada. Today, Germany, I know because I have a lot of contacts there. They have different scholarship programs for students, the migration program too. And read the news recently, Germany, they also reduced their rules and they became more lenient because they want to have many skilled workers moving to Germany. So a lot of opportunities opening up, and IELTS is a requirement there as well. So guys, all the very best. Have a great evening. Looking forward to teaching you. Until then, guys, goodbye. Take care.
From Jenny called me. He asked whether everything is working fine. He asked me whether you contact his technical. I said no. And I explained everything. I said, he told me that so better call him tomorrow. That Tara Cafe, right? Call him and explain what have you done. Have you interviewed करना बात है इंटरव्यू करना तो पूरी कोडिंग हो गया क्या हो गया एक लाइव थिंग जो है एक पूरा मिक्स शो कर गया था कि ये मतलब एक मैं टेक डाउन तेरे को पर्सन वेट लाइव तो इसे फेमस हो है so आ करना बात करके just explain to Tarak that he will help you. If it's fine, he will say fine. Otherwise, he will help. But I think the coding so that I want issue that